I feel like I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Let's check how long it's been. Oh my. Whoops. Sorry about that. So in this video I will basically just talk about what I've been up to since last time, talk a little about how my experience has been working on a game for this long, and how I'm going forward from here. If this is your first time seeing my content, hello, I'm Divlo, and for the past year I've been working on and off on my game Bite the Dust. It is a pixel platformer rage bait kind of game, inspired by games like Jump King and Getting Over It, where if you mess up, you could get sent all the way back to the beginning. The reason why I chose this as a starting project is just because I thought that this kind of game was doable for someone with little to no previous game dev experience at all. And a pixel platformer is like the beginner game dev project anyway, so I thought, why not? Everyone's gotta start somewhere, right? Just start creating games seems to be the #1 advice I hear from bigger game dev content creators here on YouTube, so I decided a year ago that I should take that advice to heart and get started. It has now been a year since I made that decision and posted my first devlog here on YouTube, and to be honest, I didn't think I would still be working on the same project a year later. In all honesty, this game was just gonna be a small project that I thought I could finish in 3 months, and yet I'm still here a year later. Now, some of you watching know that I have a bad habit of saying I'm almost finished. Well, I have been saying that for about 6 months now, if not longer, and it's with great pleasure to announce that I'm still working on it. I do think it's almost finished now. I swear that 2029 release date is right around the corner. But all jokes aside, I'm going to stop myself from saying stuff about when I will release the game to when I actually know for a fact that the game is ready for release. So just hang in there a little longer and I'm sure I will get it out at some point. If you've been around since the beginning, you would also know that I started this project because I was laid off from my programming job. And with all the extra time I suddenly got, I thought it would be fun to make a small little game, since that's something that I always wanted to do but never had the time to sit down and actually try. As I said previously, it was originally just gonna be a tiny little game, something that someone with no previous game dev experience could make, and to be honest, that is still what the game really is. It's just a small little rage bait kind of game. Why this has taken me over a year is simply me underestimating just how much time and effort it takes to create a game, especially if you have to learn how to do it while doing so. Of course, that's not the only reason it's taken this long. Sometimes I just needed breaks or wasn't motivated to work, or simply was just being lazy, and other times life just got in the way and I had to shift my focus onto stuff that needed to be taken care of first, so. Everyone works at their own pace, and this is just a hobby project anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I take a long time or not. I think looking back, it's kinda crazy just how much stuff I've learned just from trying to get this game finished. It's been a lot of fun to work on the project, and I know it's not like the craziest or most exciting game ever, but I'm still really proud of what I've been able to do so far. I'm also really excited for what's next after this game. I really want to create something bigger, and I felt for quite some time now that I'm ready to work on something else. That being said, I'm still determined to get this project out first, but man did I underestimate just how much work there is to be done when creating a game. What an idiot I was for thinking I would be able to create something within 3 months. I'm sure there are some talented people out there that would be able to do that, but I'm not one of them. But working on this game has given me a lot of experience, and I feel a lot more confident when working now than I did before. I can tell that I've improved since I started, and that's all that really matters, to be honest. And I can't wait to tackle new challenges so that I can improve even further. Another great thing is that whenever I do decide to start a new project, I can reuse a lot of assets and code to speed up the process. Like for example, I can almost reuse the entire main menu from this game. Of course I would have to rework how it looks and such, but the code and logic are still the same. Of course it depends on what kind of game I want to make next, but a lot of my code is reusable, which is a massive benefit you gain from working on projects. Now, this doesn't come as a surprise for many of you, but there are so many things you need to learn and work on to be able to create a game. And I'm not only talking about the obvious stuff like visuals and programming, but many other things as well. Like, for Bite the Dust I also had to compose music and sound effects, create translations in different languages, set up a Steam page, learn how to market, create trailers, add fonts, and do a lot of playtesting. And I'm sure there's many more things that I did for the game that I can't remember as I write this script for this video. But here's the thing, when creating a game alone, you gotta wear a lot of hats. And sometimes these hats don't suit you at all. At least for me. I'm very bad at making music myself. I can do it, but it always takes a long time to create something simple, and it usually only sounds just okay at best. And for this project specifically, I wanted everything, or at least as much as possible, to be made by myself. This has been a very good way for me to learn what my strengths and weaknesses are. I can for the most part handle programming very well because I am a programmer, but I know for a fact that if I'm ever going to make something else in the future, I will definitely outsource people to do the music and sound effects because I'm just hopeless in that regard. It has been fun working and learning a lot of new stuff, but I just know that I can be a lot more efficient with my time if I get other people to do the stuff that I cannot do. Now, for what I've been up to since my last video is pretty much just doing small touch-ups here and there, trying to get this project done. In a dream world, I would say that I've been hard at work every single day since the last video, however, that is not the case, though I have been working here and there. It would be great if I had an excuse and could say that life stuff got in the way, but to be completely honest with you guys, I bought Banjo and I've put quite a few hours into it the last month or so. That game is really addictive. However, I have managed to set aside some hours so I can work on the game. As I said, it's mostly just tiny stuff that I don't think is interesting enough for a devlog video. For the most part, it's just logic within the game, menus, playtesting, or redoing stuff that I feel out of place, or just things in general that I feel I can improve on. I have talked about this in earlier videos, but I'll repeat it here once more. I think the best advice I can give for people that might want to get into game dev, or any other form of project for that matter, is to split tasks into smaller chunks. There are a lot of things that can seem very overwhelming when first starting out, and splitting these things into smaller tasks will make it a lot easier to overcome the things you will encounter along the way. These smaller tasks add up quickly, and soon enough you'll see yourself having made a lot of progress. These smaller tasks are also excellent for the days where you're not feeling it, because then you can at least get some work done, even if it's just a tiny little amount. Because remember, these tasks add up really fast. Another tip would be to just enjoy the process and not to take things so seriously. Most of us are just doing this as a hobby, so it really doesn't matter if one day you're not feeling it. It's okay to take breaks and spend a month playing Banjo. So working on my game and making videos here on YouTube has been a lot of fun for me. I can't believe it's already been a year since I started, and honestly, I kinda wish I started doing something like this earlier. Because I've always been a bit shy, and I feel like sharing stuff online kinda helps me break out of my shell a little. It's been really motivating to work on, since people have for the most part been supportive and nice in the comments, and even though making videos takes a bit of time away from the game's development, it still helps to keep me accountable and continue working on the project. So I would like to say to the people who are on the fence about making a game or starting a YouTube channel or whatever, to just go for it and give it a try. Maybe you will like it a lot. I know I have, so far at least. Now, going forward, I think I will just keep on working on the game, and I'll make another video whenever I feel like it's time for a new video. Hopefully the next video won't take another 2 months to make, but I can't promise anything. For the most part, the game is finished, but there's just a lot of small details here and there that I want to fix, such as bugs or small visual things. And the biggest obstacle I have at the moment is the goddamn music tracks for the game, so pray for me, ladies and gentlemen, because I really need it. Well, anyway, that's all for now. If you enjoyed the content, then I would really appreciate it if you could like the video or maybe even subscribe. If you want to see my progress so far, then you can check out this playlist or just go to some of my older videos. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.